Call of Duty points are now in Infinite Warfare. If you want the best way to get free Call of Duty points, click the link down in the description, install the app, and start getting yourself some free Call of Duty points today. Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Call of Duty Black Ops 3 video. In today's video, it's going to be a new episode to my How to Make Overpowered Best Class It Up series, and the reason why I'm doing a new episode is because, of course, a new gun just came out into Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and this gun is the AK74U, a really hyped gun, and something I'm really excited to talk to you guys about a best class it up for, some tips for this gun, and how I feel this gun performs in comparison to other SMGs and other guns in this game. Hopefully you guys will enjoy this video. If you guys can, please drop a like on this thing. I really appreciate it if you could smack up 2,000 likes or 1,500 likes. That would be absolutely awesome. Also subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We just hit 650k subscribers. Shout out to everyone new subscribing to the channel. Of course, all the OG subscribers. I love you guys as well. And let's get started and talk about this. So first off, I have to say this gameplay is me. It's me playing on my buddy Raidaway's account. I didn't get the AK74U from supply drops. I spent $50. I opened. I just didn't get the gun. So my buddy Raidaway, he's a close friend of mine, let me play on his account. But it is me in this gameplay. I just went on his account and played on through my PS4. And pretty cool gameplay here. I think it's like a 75-9, something like that. A pretty solid gameplay for this AK74U. So shout out to my buddy Raidaway for letting me use his account. And let's get right into this and talking about this gun. So the AK74U, I think, is a pretty strong gun into this game. Of course, it's got extra hype, and I'm a bit biased because I'm a fan of this gun and the history that it's had in Call of Duty games, to be specific. This gun was one that I really rocked with in BO1 mostly. It was one of my favorites from BO1 and also from Call of Duty 4. Those were the two where I rocked with this gun, and in this game it's very similar to those. The only difference I would say is the iron sights is a little bit different. I'm not really sure how I feel about the iron sights so far. It's a little bit more skinnier, or like zoomed out, I guess you could say, than it was in previous Call of Duty games. However, it's not that big of a deal. Of course, on SMGs you're usually going to be up close anyway, so the iron sight shouldn't matter that much. But anyway, I have a perfect class up here to make this gun overpowered. I'll show that class up on the screen right now, and let's get right into it and talking about it. So what I run on this thing is I run 3 attachments. I run it with the extended mags first of all, because this thing only would have 30 bullets if you didn't have extended mags, and you can run out very fast. I find that extended mags and just slowing down, like I tested out with fast mags, but I preferred using extended mags where I could slow down the play style a little bit. You know, when I was going to reload, back off, reload, regenerate my health, and take a second to do that. I preferred that over fast mags on this gun. It's a case-to-case basis which one I think is better, fast mags or extended mags. I think extended mags is the way to go on this one. My other attachment is of course going to be grip, because this thing does have a little bit of recoil. Grip just helps make it more steady, and on a gun like this you want it to be steady. You don't, missing 1 bullet, missing 2 bullets can be the difference between getting the kill, getting your nuclear and your streaks, or dying, and that's why it's very, very important to run grip on most SMGs. There's certain ones like the Weevil, other ones that just literally have pretty much no recoil, the Weevil, maybe the Kuda, but this one does have a tad bit of up and down recoil, maybe even a little side to side bounce, so that's why I choose to run grip. And my third attachment, what I like to run here, is I like to run it with the quick draw attachment. That one is just so I can aim down sights faster, win those gunfights where maybe they'll have a quick draw Vesper, or they'll have a non-quick draw Vesper, and I'll be able to match up to them because I have the quick draw and getting my shot off first. As I'm sure anyone knows who's watching this video, Call of Duty is what most people would call a flint shooter game. Most of the time, I mean, there's a lot of skill that goes into Call of Duty, but most of the skill is with, well, I'd say a lot of skills with movement and positioning and knowledge, and then also your aim is a big thing in this game. But whoever gets the first shot off, which how you get the first shot off is based on your class setup, your movement, your game knowledge, your skill into that sense. Whoever gets the first shot off usually wins the gunfights, probably, you know, 50-60% of the time, or 75% of the time, and that's why it's called a flint shooter. And as far as the perks I'm running, I run a bit different perk setup than I usually run with this, with my other class setups. For the perk setup I'm running today, what I have is I have 2 perk 1s. Usually I go 2 perk 2s. Today we're going 2 perk 1s. I have Flak Jacket as well as 6 Sense. Now the reasoning behind this is because Flak Jacket, of course, I'm playing on Nuketown, I'm playing on small maps with this gun, I'm up close and personal. You need Flak Jacket. It's so frustrating when you die to grenades and when you die to trip mines or whatever, and that's why I think you always need to have Flak Jacket on pretty much all your classes unless you're playing a really like open map. And flak jacket on a game mode like hardpoint, domination, uplink, also you really need to have that. So that's what I would say about that. Now my other perk one is going to be Sixth Sense, and Sixth Sense definitely a big perk, that like one of the better ones in the game that I haven't been using as much as I should. This thing is so helpful for when you get surprised and maybe you're, especially on a map like Nuketown. Say I'm standing by the bus looking one way, boom, it pings on my minimap, a guy's coming around the bus the other way, easy kills. It kind of feels like you're hacking when you have Sixth Sense, and that's why I definitely got to give a huge shout out to Sixth Sense. The thing is absolutely amazing, and big shout out to that perk. It's someone that I've started using a lot more. However, because I'm running that now, I don't have the ability for Fast Hands and for Scavenger, so I just chose to run Scavenger because if I ran Fast Hands, I'd be running out of ammo so quickly. With Scavenger and with the extended mags, it makes me play a little bit more defensive, or not really defensive, but rushing, but I have to slow down my playstyle for that, and that's why you'll see me back off when I'm weak to reload and stuff like that, and come around corners, aim down sights already, because I don't have that Fast Hands, but I still do have that quick draw, which can help me out there. Now, as far as a perk 3, the perk 3 that I like to run here is Blast Suppressor, because I am jumping around a lot with this class setup, and, you know, Tac Mask is also a very helpful one. However, Blast Suppressor, I've just been a big fan of it lately because I think what you honestly should do, and this is a real try-hard point I'm going to make right here, if you're serious about making best classes and you're very serious about Call of Duty, you should have 2 class setups. You should have one that's identical to one I have here with Blast Suppressor, and then you should have a second one, which is the exact same but with Tac Mask. And you should start off the game with Blast Suppressor, and if you notice that maybe, you know, 2 or 3 of your enemies are using stun grenades, flash grenades, stuff like that, you should immediately switch over to the Tac Mask class. However, if no one is using, or even maybe just one kid is using those sort of things, you should stick with the Blast Suppressor class, and that's what I would call conforming to your enemies. You could do the same thing with Flak Jacket. If no one's running grenades, you can switch that out for Afterburner, but that is some real high level play, and that's something that, you know, I've talked a little bit about that, but that requires you to make 2 or 3 class up spots for one gun. However, if you are really serious about getting good gameplays, increasing your KD, your win-loss ratio, that is something you can do, and it's something that I've done a few times when I'm, you know, really serious about going for gameplays. However, most of the time Call of Duty is a more casual shooter game, so that's more of an advanced tip. If you guys are interested in that, though, go ahead and check that out, and, you know, try that out and tell me how it goes for you guys. Now, let's talk a bit about the AK74U. How good is it as a weapon? It's about an average SMG, I'd say, but with these perks and this attachment setup, it makes it definitely overpowered. It makes it an above average gun. I think that this one is very comparable to like the PPSH. I'd say it's definitely better than the HG40, although the HG40 constantly is receiving buffs. The HLX4 is also one DLC SMG that's not nearly as good because that one has the gimmick where you have to cock it up every time when you're going to shoot. So I'd say this one is probably, this AK74U and the PPSH are probably the best DLC SMGs, and they definitely fit in with the normal SMGs. That's one thing I do like about Black Ops 3 is for the first little bit of the game, all the DLC weapons they were releasing were really weak, but then now they're buffing them. They're releasing new ones that are a lot better. I think this AK74U, it could receive a little bit of a buff on maybe the fire rate or something like that, but as of right now, maybe even increasing the ammo count would be helpful, but as of right now, I think it's definitely a strong SMG, and one that you can go try hard mode with, as you see in this gameplay here, as long as you play to the class setup and play to the gun. You have to understand that this one does have a slower reload time, and you are going to have to slow down and pause to take those reloads, when with a Vesper, fast mags, extended mags, it's double kill and keep reload as you're sprinting. With this one, it's more of a slow down to reload sort of gun, and that's one thing I would say about this one. However, I would say it's definitely a gun that I really want to get, and it's one of those DLC ones. There's about there's 3 levels to DLC ones. There's one where DLC guns that just don't even match up to other guns, they're just really for fun, like maybe the disc 13, the sector 13 D13 sector, that one is one that's just for fun. It doesn't really match up to others. Then you have ones like the AK74U, the PPSH, the Trencher from IW. Those all match up with with the real guns of the game. And then you have your overpowered section, which are default overpowered. I'm not sure I would put this one as a default overpowered. However, I definitely would put it where this gun is overpowered with the right class setup and in the right situation. And the main thing is these attachments are just made for making the gun playable and survivable with, but the perks set up in the 6th Sense combined with the flak jacket really is where you get a huge advantage with this class. Make sure you pay attention to your minimap for that 6th Sense and take your time on those reloads. It should be a rush. Stop for a second, check the minimap, reload your gun, listen for anything, and then rush again. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. Smack a like on this thing, I'd really appreciate that. Subscribe for Cookie and Don't Looky, and I'm out. Peace. Thanks for watching, guys.